What's one of your favourite memories of like a day out?
Since coming into this job, my mental health has improved a lot.
You can have a social life in social care. So obviously you introduced your mum to Three Trees. So when did you join?
I joined Three Trees July, that's it. July 2021. So I've been here for almost 2 years now.
And so what were you doing before? Were you doing care?
So I've been in quite a few mix of jobs. So I've been in childcare, so I'm qualified level 2 in nursery. I've also done Asda and McDonald's. So before here, I was in Asda doing picking, food shopping picking.
So what made you decide to move away from like childcare to adult social care? I
think what it was when I was in year 10 and I'd done my work experience, I worked in a care home. And I loved it. Like when my teacher came to visit, she was like this. She saw how happy I was and was like, "This is like the perfect job for you."
Wow, because that's pretty young, like to be doing that. So I guess you must have known that it was like
I've always wanted to be in some sort of job where I'm looking after people, because that's what makes me happy, is looking after people. So so that's what basically made me step away from all those sort of fields and come into here.
Amazing.
Being only like a level 2 in childcare, I wasn't allowed to handle medication for the children. And like I feel like even though in the job we are in now, like even though like I am teaching the service users to, carry on with their independence, we're also trying to reach in childcare, we're pushing them to reach their milestones and educating them. Yeah. Even though we're doing it in this job, it's not pushy as what it was in childcare. So I feel like that's where, but everything else sort of like the personal care, like I was in the baby room and toddlers in the nursery, so I was changing nappies, potty training and things like that. So that's like the same in this sort of job, obviously doing the personal care, but that doesn't faze me one bit. I think because I was 16 when I went to the nursery, so I've had quite a bit of practice, and I've got plenty of nieces and nephews.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So that's something that puts a lot of people off when they think about coming into care, the personal care side of it. And that's like, obviously you've already said, like, it is just not as bad as what people make out. And we don't spend all our lives on the toilet, and neither do our service users. So it's like such a small percentage of what care is. Like a tiny minute, like it's just...
On a night time, I'd say it takes me 10 minutes tops to change one of my service users, to get her into her pajamas and things like that. So all the personal care, like it's not a long job, and it's not, I'd say as long as you got the stomach, really, when it comes to obviously the other side of it, then obviously, but other than that, it's really not that bad.
Yeah, and it's the exciting things that we want to talk about, like so the days out, like and...
the days out are just like when I was doing my shadowing shifts, and I was like, I wasn't expecting to go on days out and things like that. Like it really opened my mind to what this job actually was. And I feel like obviously they've got like, they keep their independence for, as long as they can and things, and we try and push their independence, but obviously they've also got a choice.
Exactly.
And obviously that's what we're sort of there for, to, promote their choice and their independence.
What's one of your favourite memories of like a day out, or like just in general your time here as a carer at Three Trees?
I'd say one of my favourite memories would probably being the new starter and meeting the service users and creating that bond. Because I feel like now the longer you get into the job, the more they become like your family. Like, as soon as they're ill, like you get quite like upset about it and be like, oh my God, no, like, and that's that. Like I look at my service users now, I think like they're family to me, like, both obviously also keeping that professional side of it.
Of course, yeah.
No.
And in turn, that just makes the care we give them even better.
Even better, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, and then like probably another one would be like feeling confident enough to go and work with other service users outside of my team now. When I got introduced to a new one, I thought, oh no, like I'm too soft. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to work with her. But now I work with her, and we got the good boundaries, and she knows that she can't push push anything over me and things, you know. But that was probably, one of another achievement for me. And hoping to progress.
It's like you're developing these connections, and that's like a massive thing for you. And how have you, obviously you said you're really close with one of our social care workers, Amy, and you're going on holiday on Friday. That'll be lovely.
I can't wait. I'm very excited.
So how have you found, obviously it's very daunting coming in, you were coming into a new team 2 years ago. How was it like settling? How was...
The team welcomed me with open arms. You know, they were there for me to ask, like if I needed to ask questions, they were always willing to help me and support me. I've got nothing but good things to say
amazing.
About the staff here. Like,
that's exactly how I feel. Yeah,
they're just so welcoming with open arms, and
yeah, for sure. Like I can just tell, like coming, because obviously I came to the company like when, you know, the office was very empty due to COVID. I hadn't actually met many staff because I'm office, but like just coming and doing shifts and meeting the team, and them just caring so much, like me, wanting me to get home safe, and just being so person-centered, like not just about our service users but about each other.
Yeah.
And it's just such a nice feeling. Like I think it's quite a rare thing to have.
I don't think, I've said this to loads of people, but like this is the first job that I've been in all my jobs I've been in, where I felt settled and welcomed and created good friendships with people. You know, I meet up with some of them outside of work and things. So yeah, it's
because work is such a large percentage of your life, and you want to be surrounded by people who do like care about you, and do you know what I mean? So that's so good. So how else do you think, like, this might be a tricky question, but how do you think being a carer working with adults with disabilities, how has that like impacted you, would you say? Like in terms of, how do you think you've changed? Like, do you think you've learned anything in particular?
From how my mindset was 2 years ago to how my mindset is now is never ever take a day for granted.
100%.
Never ever take a day for granted, because you never know what's going to happen, what's around the corner, and what all the things you have now, it might just be taken away from you in the blink of an eye. And, you know...
Honestly, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's like perspective, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you could be having a bad day. Like I could come in and be having a bad day, like feeling a bit down, depressed, like, and then you with our guys, and you're helping them, and that you make them laugh, or just the smallest thing, and you're like, oh my gosh, like
it cheers you up massively.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's how my mindset has changed coming into this job. Is, you know, it's taught me a big lesson compared to how I was 2 years ago.
Yeah, just
I was a bit reckless, you know,
Yeah.
falling over all the time and things. So I mean, yeah. So but now, like, you know, it's just one of those things you don't take for granted. All the things you have got, someone else might not have them.
We first had the idea to chat. The reason why was because you had a conversation with Stuart. I know you briefly mentioned it, like when you first came in.
Yeah.
But could you tell me a bit more about the conversation you had with him?
It was quite a while ago, but we were sort of speaking about my mental health, because I've come from jobs where, you know, I was suffering with really bad mental health, and I didn't feel like there was a lot of support around me, and so I was taking time off work constantly and not really working. But now, since coming into this job, my mental health has improved a lot, and
That's amazing.
I feel like we've got a lot of support, and obviously we got that little box on Basecamp, I don't know what they're called, obviously where we got all the mental health and well-being, where, you know, we can go there for support with the counselling sessions and things if we needed it. So yeah, I was just basically saying to him that, you know, my mental health has changed drastically because I've got all the support I've needed, and obviously I'm doing the job that I love doing the most.
Doing care, it's the hours are long, and sometimes obviously you've just come from a wake today, so we really appreciate you being here, as I know you're probably really tired. But I know that a lot of people have said like they're able to be more flexible with their like work-life balance. How do you find like managing like your life outside of work, hobbies, like what do you get up to?
Because like I'm on set days, so I know already, well, I know for the whole year what I'm working and what I'm not working. So I think I'm able to give myself, so I normally do like a weekend in and then 3 days during the week, and then I have like 3 days off, so I spend a day chilling, recovering from doing the weeks, and then like I'm able to go to the gym and things like and do what I do outside of work, go to the pub, have a cheeky drink.
Oh my God, amazing.
Cheeky glass of wine, can't beat it. And yeah, no, but because of having set days and I'm able to plan out ahead, and, you know, if I want to make any plans, and I know what days I'm in and what days I'm off. So it's pretty manageable for me anyway, because obviously I'm on set days. And I mean, I go to the gym even before work or after work sometimes.
Yeah.
So like, you know,
that's a massive thing for like mental health as well. Like that helps if I'm feeling a bit before I go and do a shift, or just before my day as like normal office work, I'll like go for a run or anything like that.
It just to me, it shuts my brain off from the whole world. Like you're just there and you're doing you. That's what I feel like. That's how I feel at the gym. So I always find there's a good bit of therapy before or after work.
Definitely. And I think it's really important to get across it. Like I think a lot of people might think, oh, you don't have any social life, like you don't have time for yourself being a care worker. Like, yeah, we devote a lot of our time and energy and life to care for people, but we do have lives outside of that. And like,
can I just say, I have a massive social life. Even within the job I do, I have the biggest social life going.
Amazing.
I don't stop, but that's who I am. I'm unless I'm on my chill day, I'm on the go constantly, and that's who I am. And yeah, my social life, even being in the field that we do, my social life hasn't changed one bit. It's still manic as ever.
You've obviously been in Three Trees during the time where it's been a bit, you know, we've not been able to do as much stuff because of COVID. So it's exciting now. This summer coming up, we're hoping to plan some more like staff days and fun things to do out. Do you know what, like, and that's something that like we're really excited for. Do you think you'll have time in your schedule?
I definitely have time. Yeah. I love music. Music's like my life.
Oh my God.
Music is everything. Like, I don't know if I could do life without music.
You can have a social life in social care. Oh my gosh.
Like, literally, like...
You're making me feel like a hermit. I love
like,
it.
If I could do it, then, like, everyone can do it. I mean, unless you're just too much of a chill, which, to be fair, I bad even, because I do, like, my chill days, but...
Exactly. It's all about balance.
Yeah.
It is all about balance.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, I'm quite good at balancing everything out.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't get me wrong. Like, when I do have my bad days, I do tend to, you know, go stay in bed, and I do cancel my plans because, you know, I just need a day to myself, and it does happen, like, you know, a few times a month, but that's just because I'm quite on the go a lot.
I saw something the other day, because I really will struggle with that, I'll hit a roadblock or something, and I'll have a day when it's just like, I'm feeling bad, so I'm like, I'm trying not to think that everything else is bad. Like, you know, you're having one bad day, but try not to like think like, I don't know, undo all the good that's...
I feel like
for
an overthinker, it is really difficult to think of all the positives when all you can think about is the negatives, like, especially for an overthinker.
Oh my God, preach, it's so hard.
It is really difficult.
And then when you're talking to someone, if I'm talking to someone about that, like, well, why don't you channel that into positive thinking? And I'm like, I really try.
It's like when I'm like overthinking, I'll add my sad playlist on. They're like, why don't you put your happy playlist on? I'm like, I'm really trying, but it's very difficult because I'm in my feels. Like,
if you're in the feels, you cannot be listening to like upbeat stuff. It just isn't going to work. You've got to like...
I like listening to music that I can relate to. Like, there's a lot of songs on my playlist, and I'm like it gets me because I can relate to it. Like, I've been through it or things like that, and it's, you know, so many artists I love. Lewis Capaldi's another one. I'd love to see him live.
I've just watched his Netflix documentary.
I've not seen it yet, but it's on my list to watch. I've got so many things to watch on Netflix.
I obviously don't have I have less of a social life, hence I've watched it already. obviously, you've been part of the team for 2 years. What would you say is like a collective character trait that we all share? Like, obviously people say you've got to be a certain type of person to be a carer. So, and what would you say that is?
Communication.
Oh my God, amazing. Yes.
We're using communication every day. It's a big thing, big thing.
Definitely.
I feel also supportive, to keep that good working relationship and things, you've got to support one of each other. And yeah, so I'd say those two are like the big ones for me.
Definitely. Like I was in with Danny yesterday and I was trying to go through everything with her because I've done quite a few shifts now. But when you're in with other people and everyone does things their own way, and I'm good at following orders. So I'm like, right, I'll do this, but I'm going to be in on Saturday and I'm probably going to have to take the lead a little bit. So I was like, please, can you just help me, like, so I know the routine fully, so I don't need to, get flustered. And she was so clear, so helpful. She was like, if you need me on Saturday, just ping me, like, and that's just the mentality that everyone's got. It's not like, oh, I'm not in Saturday, like, don't talk to me, like. Obviously,
I think, like, in this company, like, we're all going to be here, like, even on our days off, we're going to still support each other and communicate with each other.
It's just so nice.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mean, I talk to Amy every day, so we're literally non-stop with each other, me and Amy, so yeah.
Thank you so much for coming to chat. This has been so nice. So we just have one more question that we'll ask everybody. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Mine would be mind reading.
Oh my God, I never even think of that.
It would just purely because I always get anxious about
oh my God,
people's judgment towards me and things like that. So I'd just love to do straight away.
It would stop a lot of rumination. Yeah. I ruminate a lot. And then if I could just know.
And I think it would stop a lot of awkwardness and things like that as well. And the anxiety with it all, because you already know what they think of you and things. So yeah, that would be mine.
That's an interesting one. I never thought. Mine is always just to fly.
That would be cool to be better flying.
You'd get to all your busy social events quicker. You'd be able to just fly from place to place.
That'd be easier. And cost a lot less money as well.
Oh my God, literally. Thank you so much. It's been lovely.
All right.